We all need security every single day. We rely on a wide range of systems to guarantee our security. We have learned to take these systems for granted. We spend a great deal of our time indoors, whether at work or during our leisure time. All too often we know how to get into a building but are unaware of the safest and quickest way to leave it again. How safe are we then, for example, if a fire should break out? And what should we expect from a safe escape route? Simply, get out as quickly as possible. That's the general opinion in a dangerous situation. But how should the escape route and the emergency exit be designed? Since the 1st of April 2003, all countries in the European Union have been obliged to conform to the harmonized European norms for mechanically operated emergency exits and panic locks, EN179 and EN1125, which were introduced by the CEN, or European Committee for Standardization. The work of harmonizing and adopting these new norms applying to all member countries is the responsibility of the various national institutes for standardization and norms. Our European neighbours are already engaged in restructuring and modifying the national norms to conform with the requirements as laid down by the CEN. The new European regulations make a clear definition between mechanically operated emergency exits required to cater for emergency situations or panic situations. Basically speaking, each exit is required to undergo an individual and exact analysis of potential risks involved. EN179 is designed for emergency exits in buildings to which the general public has no general access. It's taken for granted that the staff working in the building are familiar with the operating functions and locations of the emergency exits. Typical situations where Euronorm 179 should be applied include administrative buildings or general places of work. In other words, everywhere emergency exits would not be used by the public. These are premises where a relatively small group of people could be in danger and where panic is unlikely to break out. We're talking about an emergency situation in which emergency exit doors and emergency exit locks play a key role. Should a larger group of people be involved in which panic could possibly break out, then European Norm 1125 should be applied. The lawmakers generally accept that people visiting a public building have no knowledge of the functions of emergency exits and layouts of escape routes. This applies above all to buildings open to the general public, such as cinemas, hospitals and shopping malls, and where emergency exits can be used by everyone. The successful operation of an emergency exit must be possible without prior instruction or knowledge of local conditions. Panic doors and anti-panic locks must allow people to leave the premises safely even when smoke has developed or when the escape routes are in darkness. Conditions favor panic when larger groups of people are involved. What new practical aspects do the new regulations present for the owners of premises or local authorities? We put this question to engineer Hermann Janssen from the North Rhine-Westphalian Material Testing Office, an independent organization which has been looking at suitable products. The introduction of European norms 179 and 1125 has established these as the state of modern technology. It means that planners and decision makers are now required by law to classify all exits properly and obtain the fittings and certified product combinations meeting the new norm standards for escape and rescue routes, and realize what is required. Only those systems where components have undergone and passed stringent testing are allowed to be installed. Protection for buildings can only be achieved when no changes have been made to the original functions of locks and fittings. In questions of doubt, priority must be given to the new European norms regulating panic doors and emergency exit locks. Always decide on the safest solution. But how should emergency exit doors and panic doors be designed to prevent improper use? The risk presented by unauthorized entry. The risk of escape by persons requiring observation, such as people in care or hospital patients. Or thieves. These situations can lead to doors being locked irresponsibly so that they no longer serve a purpose as part of escape routes. To prevent this, GFS has a number of solutions that have been developed over many years in close cooperation with legislators and control bodies. All of our products offer highly effective protection through the establishment of an additional deterrent which prevents the improper use of emergency exit doors. While the CEN, the European Committee for Standardization, insists that all emergency exit doors should be freely usable, the self-same door is only deemed to be secured by the insurance industry if it's locked with a latch and a bolt.